recording this one, which is no more Mr. Nice Guy. Um, this is about more about the escalation and the comfort and how to verbally escalate and physically escalate on Insta dates. When you meet somebody, if things are going right, the best way to do is Insta dates, but you have to make sure that you follow a false time constraint. You cannot be there available for anybody. You could say, hey, I have like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm free for the next 30 minutes. Let's go and have a coffee. Like everything is closed. Let's go and have a coffee in my car, or something like that. That's how it should be. You stop somebody. Uh, when they look at you through their eyes, you can pick whether you have to go and talk with them. It's called IOI, but other than that, Tom talks about cold approach all the time. It's just approaching, approaching, and approaching. Uh, the other part is he talks with a guy who is trying to escalate, not able to escalate the right way. So he talks about when you're sitting just the opposite, you can go for the toilet and go on the other side and then go in a place where you can physically escalate very slowly, very carefully. It's two step ahead, one step backward, and the other is going to her place. Now, Tom talks about that. Um then we have Tom Likens. He also talks about that, going to her place always. It could be something like which neighborhood are you living? Oh, you live in that neighborhood? I know a very nice bar in that neighborhood. I like the beach of that neighborhood. When you go there, after that, can I walk you to your place? And this has happened to me. I was dating this girl, a very promiscuous girl, and she used to tell me that uh, when she used to go out, she used to tell that, hey, I went to this guy, and she used to tell me half of the story that this guy told that he has to drop his bag back at his house. So it's like when you call somebody at a date and you say, "Hey, let's meet there." What you would generally do is you would say, "Hey, I am carrying this bag. I'm just coming from work. Let's go to my place, drop my bag, and let's go from there." And that's the place where when you drop your bag inside, you can say, "Hey, let me show you something. I have this nice thing that I want to show you," and then you escalate. And this has been worked, and girls have told me that this has been worked. This is coming from one of the girls that I used to date for a short time. And he told me different ways on which how people would take her home. One of the way is, where do you live? Or oh, you live there? I also live there. I live close by. I can drop you there or something like that. Or and then you can escalate. And when you go there, you can say, "Hey, can I use your washroom?" And she would say no. I tried it a few times, and they said no. They were firm about it because my game was not good. So, so this is don't be a nice guy. That's important, and you have to be a bad, an asshole, a jerk. And Tom Torero and Tom Likens tell that this is how it should be. Now, we talk about insta-date, we talk about escalation, we talk about how to bring her to your place or her place or things like that, and all the game. The tension should be there. She should be afraid. It should not be a nice feeling. You should not hug a girl. This is a very important thing that Tom talks about. That you should never hug a girl because it's a friendly hug. So don't go into things like that. Uh, and I was talking about the logistic part. So like when you are after work 5 p.m. if you want to pick somebody, then you would rather go to somewhere like Trader Joe's. You would go to the Trader Joe's. You'll take a number, and then you can meet them there. If you go to the Trader Joe's and you live in the neighborhood, you can say, hey, uh, and if you can pull it back to your home, then you have to use all the techniques. So you have Trader Joe's, you have the Whole Food Market. Now, if they're coming with a car, then it's a trouble. If they're walking back home, then it's easy. Because if they're coming with a car and they're parking the car somewhere in the Whole Foods, then it's tricky. And 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 then the other part becomes stopping girls while they're jogging in the night and in the evening and in the morning, because that's the only time when you can get them due to the corona mess. So interesting video. The same things have been talked about. No more Mr. Nice Guy. The tension should be there. She should be worried. You have to spike it. You have to spike it. You cannot tell. You cannot be. You have to be firm when you say something, and always be closing. And it should be a strong and confident close. So you have to play it like that.